In hindsight, the heroes probably should have expected that disturbing one undead often disturbs another close by, and they found themselves flanked by evil. Not only that, but the moment they stepped into the shrine, otherworldly fear took hold of their minds. After dispatching the undead, Tulak sent his skeletal champion into the shrine, only to discover the altar covered in severed hands. Remember what I said about hindsight? Well, the hands sprung to unlife and attacked. First a few, then a swarm. After beating back one assault after another, the heroes sought to understand more about this cursed place. Finding an incredible and impassable wall of ectoplasmic force at the south of the hall. Further investigation to the west found a room set up with only one thing in mind: torture, and a foreign creature that somberly asked to be left alone. The heroes obliged and moved on for the time being. Heading east, a narrow set of stairs leading down one way and up the other. The heroes opted for up and found themselves, impossibly, walking in a circle, arriving at the same place, despite the ascension.
So I don't know how much time you guys spend on the Pathfinder 2nd Edition subreddit. I assume not much.
You know exactly how much time I spend on any subreddit.
But there's some gold on there sometimes. And it wasn't long ago that I posted something that was just like perspective on really simple mechanics and how powerful they can be, such as literally moving 5 feet as like your last action, and how much that can have a change on the combat. Really, really cool, like in-depth like analysis of like really mundane shit. And I sometimes I just love it. And I just can't help but look at it. But then you get a lot of really creative stuff too on there that are really fun. And I saw one today about someone trying to convert the turtle from 5e, the race turtle, to Pathfinder 2nd Edition, and how they were trying to sort out how the shell would work in giving it like a static armor amount. And apparently, I didn't realize this, but there's an ancestry in 2e, I don't know if you guys are familiar, called the Konrasu, which is from the Mwangi Expanse. And you're essentially like this plant construct with stones, and you're like this really obscure thing. And there is a heritage you could choose on that where it does a similar idea, where like you basically statically have like medium armor that's in the plate group, and it has these stats, and you just get that, and you can etch runes into your own body and stuff like that. And I thought it was really, really neat. And I just got my brain going and thinking. I started thinking about what other ancestry would each of your characters possibly choose if you didn't go with what you are now. What would the alternative be, and why? And I'm sure not all of you thought about this beforehand because I gave you no warning. But I'm really curious what your gut instinct is. If you were not what you are, what would you be?
Ancestries that are already created, or like we'd be
I mean, yeah, yes or no. It's an open question. I'm not gonna.
Oh, that's easy. Care Bear.
It, I think.
Come on.
Krucka the Care Bear. Okay, now the why.
Self-explanatory for Krucka.
Yeah, he hasn't really done much studies in mathematics beyond the number line. So 4, 3, 2, 1. Care.
He's a shoo-in for the Care Bear countdown, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gold. Well, I didn't see that coming. How about you, James? Do you perhaps have a more serious answer?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's as with everything with me, it's a longer answer. So Gilda started out in my mind as a human, but I wanted some elven feats, so that's why I went half elf.
Okay.
But there was also a concept I drew up where she was a poppet.
Oh yeah.
And after that, until I decided I wanted her to be from Andoran because of their common rule, she was actually a Nadi. That was my original build. She was an Anadi champion.
No kidding. For those who don't know what a Nadi is, they're basically like spider folk, sort of.
Yeah, they're shapeshifters.
Yeah.
They can transform into like these giant
Well,
spiders.
there's a massive Anati living on my patio right now, and I've been scared to.
It shapeshifts like at night. It's just like looming over you in humanoid form.
No, it just shapeshifts into just another massive spider.
into another more different large spider.
Yeah, I think it's really like flexing on me and trying to move me out of the apartment.
It's the Russian dolls of spiders. That's fun. I mean, I have a hard time imagining that in full form, a naughty version of what Lady Gilda is like.
Yeah. So when I build my characters, I'd find a mechanic that interests me or a class that interests me, and then I build them out from there. So her personality wasn't fully developed when I took Anadi, and then through researching, wanting her to be Andoran with the common role in the history of Andoran. That's when she became a human, and then during character creation, I wanted an elven feat, so she became half elf.
Then the metagame slipped in a little bit.
Would she still have had the hand wraps of Mighty Blows, but on many more hands?
So the punch champion came way later. Like that was one of the last things I decided upon.
Okay, that must have been when you were researching what deity you were gonna be.
Yeah, I actually don't really care for most of the deities in the Pathfinder world. I think they're all kind of trite and boring. And I know that's the point of a deity. Like it shouldn't be interesting. Like whoever thinks God is
they're
interesting.
Always pretty shoehorned.
Yeah. Anybody who thinks their deity is interesting, you should avoid. So Rory fell into the kind of tenets that I wanted her to play. I fill out things like deity and alignment after I come up with their personality. So I do a build, I do an ancestry, I do a background, and then I come up with the personality in a character concept, like 2 or 3 point forms, and then I fill in the deity,
which is
alignment.
almost backward, given you love to play clerics and you're now playing a champion, because like they hinge on what their deity is.
Yeah, it's more so that I like the with Arthur, it was I liked the idea of this old pug just sitting in a fishing boat, or like going through hikes, on hikes through the woods, and like having a connection to the place where he's from, because Shuni are only from Absalom.
Like he chose his deity because of what he likes already. Not,
yeah,
yeah,
and that's built into that character concept, is that he's not like he's not a preacher. He's just happens to be blessed by Erastil because he does good when good needs to be done. He acts in the face of danger against his better notions, and that's where the blessings of Erastil come from. Whereas Gilda is actually technically a fallen paladin, because she was originally, and her family are believers of Shaylin. She, after her injury, turned to Aurori for strength to get through that leg injury.
Yeah. I mean, fallen's an extreme term.
Yeah,
I don't think that's accurate. She did shift. Yeah, she did purposely shift her choice of worship. But
yeah, and that's my TED talk on character creation.
Yeah, that does not necessarily mean she's even in disfavor with Shaylin. Because we won't get into it, but you have pantheons of gods that you can worship, which are kind of cool.
Yeah, and in one of the scenes from a previous episode, we actually explore the Shaylin artifact that she holds as her or used to hold as her religious icon.
If I remember correctly, too, you weren't going to play a paladin at first, but I ended up telling you by the rules you had to be because you wanted to be follow Aurori, but I think you wanted a liberator or something like that. I can't remember
Redeemer
exactly
is what I had my heart
Mm.
set
Redeemer.
on. Yeah.
But the alignment didn't line up by the rules. So Scoot,
Yeah. I think that
would you change Tulak? Because I would.
yes.
Full elf, baby.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think that when I'm making characters, I kind of get an idea in my head, and then I don't even know if with like James says he finds a mechanic he likes, but I kind of come up with a concept and I'm kind of locked in on that one thing, and then I build it out from there. And then if I don't like it, I'll just change it completely, basically.
Right.
I don't know where it comes from or how I do it. I think the only other ancestry that's made, other than maybe like James saying like full elf or full human, maybe Tengu. I could see Tulak being a Tengu too.
It's the bird people, right?
Are they called
Okay,
Tengus in
yeah.
Pathfinder?
Sure are.
Yes.
Okay. Never remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tengu and
Tulak
Tengu.
as the crow would be pretty dope.
Mhm.
I could see it. I actually could kind of see that this like dark crow creature with these occult powers that are dark and tenderly, and I could kind of see that combo going.
Or a Kyle would be kind of cool.
Kyle will be sick.
Yeah, Kyle will be really cool. Yeah.
But you wouldn't be struggling with the dark nature of your magic at that point, and your character's thesis wouldn't make a whole lot
No,
of sense.
and also
it'd be a little more
Yeah.
innate and understandable.
him kind of like fleeing Absalom to save his family and not harm them with his increasingly dark magic. That kind of wouldn't fit in, I don't think either. But maybe with like a ancestry like a Tengu, which potentially could be obviously would be an Absalom as like the biggest kind of like cultural mosaic in Galarian. But I have another character rustling around in my brain that's a Tengu, so that might come out at some point.
I mean, you had one originally when we first started even talking about doing a podcast. I
Goddamn
recall.
right, same one, still there.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think for a serious guess as for Kruka, I would actually maybe lean towards Hobgoblin.
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
that wouldn't be bad.
Which is one I think
Yeah.
most people don't think about. But they're like these tall, kind of lanky versions of goblins. But they have in the Galarian where they have like a really militaristic society,
Yeah.
and they're like really martial forward, and they're really really cool.
And
I
they're
think
much
they're
more
one of the-
intelligent.
Yeah.
They're really intelligent, yeah, but extremely loyal to their culture and stuff. To me, I think they're one of the neatest renditions of like that sort of thing that I've read, and I think hobgoblins are super
Read into them a
underrated.
bit when I was making Physic, and for obvious reasons, Goblin fit that character a lot better. But yeah, you're right. That would be a really good one.
Right? Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I can tell you my next character is going to be a Gripply Ranger. So look out for that. I've always wanted to
What's a
play
What's a
Gripply?
Gripply?
It's like a
Gripply's
tiny
they're like little
frog.
frog people.
Cute.
Yeah. They have like big like pads on their fingers and stuff to like stick on the trees and all that. Like look, they're like tree frogs essentially. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really
So,
cool.
Battletoads.
All right. Well, we got a good amount out of that question. I did. If I were to pick goofy options for James and Scoot, I think James would be RoboCop. He would just pick RoboCop as an ancestry.
That's just a human.
No. No, he's more like an android, actually.
Oh, so maybe you take him because you love to be an
Okay, so
android
that's
in
a real
games where you're
ancestry.
specifically not supposed to be an android. Freeman. Either that or you could be a Yosoki because you're a
You
little
leave me alone.
snitch.
Jesus.
All right, let's play the game, shall we? All right. Well, the last thing you did was go through a kind of what James said off mic before we started. You basically went through a pseudo version of an MC Escher painting, where you have gone upstairs repeatedly, clockwise in a full circle, only to arrive exactly where you were. And what are your characters thinking now?
At least it's not another 10-foot hallway.
There's so many of those.
But She's pretty angry at the physics of the situation. Like it just
If
doesn't
you
make
really
sense
think
to her.
about it, this is kind of like multiple 10-foot hallways just bound together into one big circle.
I'm just real glad there aren't sanity mechanics
Yeah.
in the current
Sanity
game we're
check.
playing.
Oh yeah.
So
Seriously.
Tulok following Lady Gilda, she opens a door and he kind of looks around her frame. And does he see the same hands that they had killed?
Absolutely.
So it's
Sa-
exactly
exact
the same.
Exact same as you left that room. Yep. There's a couple of those hands still on the altar. The altar's the same. The room feels and looks the same. You know, if you poke your head in, you see the same pile of from the swarm that you defeated and the bodies of the whites that you defeated. It's all the exact same.
Tulok turns to Lady Gilda and says, "How could this be? Have you ever seen something like this? It defies the laws of physics. And what purpose does it serve? I have read many things, but I do not know of anything like this. Let me think on it. And I would like to roll something.
Dice.
Occult, I'd say.
What? Occult?
Yeah, it's just some freaky shit.
Lore,
I
art,
think
history.
Something that
Lore
something that
bookbinding.
stands out in your mind, Tulok, actually is not you're not rolling bookbinding. Thing that stands out for you is that you guys did the loop and then came to the door and thought that probably leads to the pavilion, but then you get back to here and you look and you see the same room, and now it clicks to you. You would have been on the same elevation as the pavilion when you were in this room. So to think going up the stairs would lead you to the pavilion doesn't make any sense because you ascended to this level. So you were wrong in thinking that door would lead to the pavilion, logically, because it should have led you above the pavilion. But now you're starting to think, oh no, what? Maybe it shouldn't have. Like, are you following me?
Yeah, but now we're on the same.
Yeah, he's having a mental breakdown. We get it.
like this floor
Yeah,
is the same level
copy that.
as the pavilion.
He's saying, for everyone listening,
So when you went up the stairs, you shouldn't have thought that was the way to the pavilion.
right. So that would be okay. Interesting theory here. You go up the stairs and then through the door, you go up a level. You go down the stairs and through the door, you go down a level.
Well,
Hero
what we
point.
could do is Gilda could just step into this room and wait for you guys to do a lap.
That's thinking.
I don't care about that room anymore. I care about the room to the south. That room
Okay.
is dead to me.
Okay. I'm wondering if it's like Bowser's Castle in Mario 3 where you got to do the loop in the exact right way, or like a combination lock, You got to go clockwise and then counterclockwise and then clockwise again to open
Or the
lock.
endless staircase in Mario 64, and we don't have enough stairs.
Yeah, or every ghost level in Mario RPG. What we're saying is Shigeru Miyamoto designed this level.
Oh yeah,
That's-
did I forget to introduce the stars mechanic? Because I
Oh.
should have done that at the beginning of the game.
Oh, well.
I was
start
wondering
over.
why. I
All
was
right.
wondering why
That's
the
it.
chieftain was talking about mushrooms.
Reset the podcast.
Yeah.
We're going back to the beginning, guys. Failed on. We're missing a mechanic.
Exhume
only-
Samal.
Well, we know how to get
If
here.
only Samal hadn't just
Some
cut
ball
that guy in
comes
half, we could have learned about the one-up system.
Yeah, we could have gotten him a green
Yeah.
mushroom and prevented this whole thing from going
Also,
down.
introducing sanity checks.
And we all
All right,
failed.
well,
Which I think I
at the
just
risk of
failed.
getting sued by Nintendo, maybe we should actually just investigate this staircase a bit.
There you
Okay,
go.
the voice of reason chimes through.
Okay. What's the plan? What's the plan?
Yeah.
So Tulok turns to the two of them and says basically what I said. Perhaps if we go up and down the stairs, whatever is to the south will be different. Let us try to go back down. Wait, we need to reset. Let's leave the staircase, close the door behind us, and then reopen and either pick going up or down, and then see what's behind the southern door, and then try again going the other way, just to see. Perhaps this could be a secret way down or up.
Oh, the video instincts are real. The video game instincts, sorry. They're so real.
Yeah, I just think it's an optical illusion because you can, in fact, make infinite staircases. I don't I don't offhand remember how they work, but let's fuck it. I have no better ideas. It's either that or we try and fight this creature in a cage, which I think Krucka and I are both drained one, or we take a long rest to get rid of that. So, I mean, this theoretically could.
I still am down health too, so I don't feel like getting in that fight right away. Though
Okay, so how long do you think we've been dicking around here, Freeman?
Oh, I mean, like since we started this episode, not long. Like we've mostly been in meta talk. So
I mean, since our last combat, you think 18 minutes has passed?
Sure, we'll call it 20.
We were really puzzling over those stairs
Dope.
for a bit. It's like a Mobius staircase.
How many you guys took your time along those stairs? Like, if I recall correctly, Lady Gilda defended the whole time, and the other two avoided notice the whole time.
Mhm.
And that's what you did around the stairs,
Yeah.
taking your time.
Okay, with that compass, that puts me back up to 68, so I'll take it.
Okay.
Okay. We'll follow your lead, Tulok.
So Tulok closes the door behind him. They're back in the shitty room with the weird stone.
Resets the puzzle. Got it.
Resets the puzzle. Closes the door behind him. Opens the door and would like to walk into the room. And if he looks south, does he see a staircase leading downwards?
Yes.
He walks down
Okay.
and peers around the southern corner.
Sees the stairs continuously going down, and in the middle of the hallway that leads to the east, there is the door, as you might expect.
Gilda is following 5 feet behind him at all times, still taking the defend action.
And Krucka is 5 feet behind her.
Okay, what action are you taking, Krucka, and what action are you taking, Tulok, as you go? Let's establish that.
Yes, Tulok is avoiding notice. And as he reaches the door, slams back a lesser healing potion for a dog shit 8 points of healing.
Okay. Yeah, you rolled a 2 and a 1. Congratulations.
And
Love
Krucka
it.
would have been, let's say he was searching the walls on the way down.
Okay. And you all reach the southern door.
Mhm.
Nothing of notice.
Tulok cracks the door.
10-foot hallway. Whoever wrote this adventure just has
Been waiting for one of those.
They must have done this on purpose.
Tulok moves south, cracks the door.
I'm just expecting like
Avoiding-
the last boss to be a Voltron of 10-foot hallways.
It's just a maze. Avoiding notice and also would like to open the door as silently as half elvenly possible.
Okay. Half elvenly possible. As if that's going to help you in some way. You crack the door. The door, it gives a little bit of a squeak. There's not much you can do about opening doors that are pretty degraded, although this floor is not as bad as the previous ones. And it opens to the pavilion. You may or may not recall the last time you passed the pavilion, the fire was in fact out, and you saw or heard no sign of Jaw or his wolf, and it is still the case. In fact, now you have a proper view, and you do not see either of them or anything moving.
Tulok steps out and walks to the fire pit.
Okay, and mostly you see around it, it's not smolder anymore, but it certainly looks recently used. You see like mushroom stems kind of scattered around the base of it, and certainly a few dead insects, but you would surmise that this has basically probably been a huge part of Jaw's diet recently, given the room you're in,
Mm-hmm.
just filled with mushrooms. But that's it.
Is the fire pit warm at all?
No.
Tulok turns back to his companions and says, "Do either of you see footprints leading in any direction? I wonder where they've gone if they say they've been here for so long."
We could roll a very rare survival check if you like.
That's what I'm saying,
We
baby.
haven't really done that much.
I just don't want to do it because my survival is a 0.
Same.
Mine's not good either. I preemptively rolled a perception check, so I'll just roll that over. So I got a 2 with a critical fail.
Ooh, I don't aid.
Excellent.
Like this whole pavilion looks well trodden, as it were. So you see no sign of any particular recent direction.
Now, something I didn't notice before is in the top right-hand corner of this map on the northeastern side of the lake, there seems to be some sort of passageway that I never noticed.
Indeed there is a tunnel.
Okay.
I mean, if you want to jump in there and swim over and see what's up, you can go right ahead. But I am in heavy.
No, I don't want to do any of that. What Tulok wants to do is out of his backpack, he's going to take a bar of soap and he places it walking back towards the northern door. He will place it just before the door, and then he's going to walk back into the hallway, into the stairwell, sorry. And he came down before, so he'd like to do a full 360 lap going up.
Okay.
And closing both the doors behind him, reopen them, and see if the piece of soap is still there.
Okay.
Gilda's just going to wait in the 10-foot hallway between the pavilion and the hallway because she is starting to see the cracks in Tulok's logic.
No, you guys have to come. Or
He's trying to leave a breadcrumb for himself. Yeah, I see. Yeah.
Okay. If Tulok thinks that's the case, she'll
Goddamn
go
right.
with.
Come with me.
Right,
I
so
don't
I
know what's
assume
going on here,
Gilda-
but doing nothing makes no sense.
Including that sentence. I assume Gilda takes the defend action.
Yeah.
What else you guys got, and what direction are you going?
I avoid notice, and we are going clockwise up.
Clockwise.
You know what? I'll take the scout action.
Scout action. Krucka,
He'll search again.
do your clockwise while the listeners sit in silence.
Well, I thought that maybe we'd theater of the mind the clockwise, but here we go, listeners. I am going around like opposite NASCAR, baby.
Oh, that's a record lap time. Look at him go.
Opposite NASCAR. Here we go. Thanks, Gord Jeffman.
Jeffman.
You do sweet loop.
And then I open the door.
You don't quite make it before you stop. Or before, rather, Krucka stops you. In fact, you make it halfway from where you're at.
Ooh, okay, so Freeman is notifying us to head to the northern section of the racetrack.
I'm really digging your commentary.
You know what? I've decided that I don't want people to be confused.
No, I'm not being a dick. I think you're doing a good job of explaining our position on the
Well, you're
map.
welcome, listeners.
When you hit about this position, Krucka, you notice something odd about the section of the wall that's just ahead of you, right next to Tulok. But you can't put your finger on it because it looks the same, but it still seems odd to you. And when you point it out, I just rolled a will save for all of you. And Lady Gilda, you are the one that sees it as an illusion. And you think that wall is fake.
I see what you're pointing there, Krucka, but I don't think it's actually a wall. Can she go up to it and press her hand on it? Does it feel like a wall?
It does. It does feel like a wall. And you steel yourself to really double down on your instinct. Like Aurori is channeling through you almost. Like your presence of mind is sort of willing your way into understanding the fakery of something that is so very real. And you just put your hands on it, and then you just bring them down, and you just step through the wall. Even though it felt real, you are able to step through. It leads to a little 5-foot room with a door on the other side.
Oh, shit.
So from our perspective, did she just walk through a wall and disappear? Like the wall's still standing there?
No, as soon as she walks through, it's like your eyes suddenly see it, and it's revealed, and it just disappears.
Gods, what is this place?
Interesting architecture.
No idea. Can I roll the usual perception check for sounds?
Not a single sound.
Okay, now she's gonna take the defend action. Can she test the doorknob, see if it's hot? Check for fire.
No
Seems
sensory
responsible.
issues.
Back of the hand against the door.
Stop, drop,
Okay.
and tumble through.
Yeah, it gets down on all fours.
Yeah. So she does have her shield raised, like so she can peek over one of the tips of the kite shield. Sorry, heater shield. And do you guys want to take an action before I open
Still
the door?
avoiding notice.
Scouting, I guess.
Okay. She takes a deep breath in, opens the door.
You open the door to a room that is oddly angled and quite barren, save for a table and 2 chairs, a small round table with 2 chairs across from each other, and a door over to your left on the eastern side.
She takes a 5-foot step into the room.
And as soon as you do, a ghostly vision appears of a woman in a fine dress meeting with a handsome drow. They're sitting at the table across from each other, and the woman passes a book to the drow, her lips soundlessly mouthing words. The drow listens attentively with barely a glance at the book. Roll me a perception check.
Can we all get in on this?
16.
Yeah, Tulak, go ahead.
No. 13.
You were so taken aback by this. You don't catch anything other than what I've just described. It is a conversation, a passing of a book, and an attentive servant, perhaps.
I'm guessing this servant doesn't look like Azenray.
It looks exactly like him.
Okay. And does the woman look anything like the golem we ran into in the library?
Very much so.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Okay.
And
So I recognize this is Belcor and Azenray, but I guess Gilda's just too wrapped up in the moment to really make that
no,
connection.
I think you still make that connection. That's not information
Oh, okay.
I'm hiding, but it does take you a second to realize that, I would say.
Gotcha.
But you feel like, oh, maybe there was more there, but you were just so taken aback. And the vision disappears, and the room is again barren, old, dusty, and empty. Some cobwebs in the corners.
She touches the table.
Regular old table.
And it's dusty. The table's dusty.
Mhm.
Okay. Can I do a quick scan of the room to see if anything in the room isn't dusty?
Sure. I'll roll a perception check for you here. Nope. Seems dusty all around.
So Tulok steps in and says, "Did you see Belcorin Volok?"
I did. I'm wondering if that's the book that we have now. We have that book now, right? The How to Become a Worm Person.
Yeah,
with the
the,
worm nose
Grave Feast, I believe it was called.
or grave feast.
Yeah. I wonder if that's the book that contains the ritual to become whatever he is now.
Worm that walks.
Could be. And perhaps this was her doing, turning him into this. Makes me worry that
Honestly, Tulok, after walking around this place, this all has to be her doing. So clever to hide these rooms behind illusory magic, these haunts. She has to be at least several steps ahead of everyone and a master manipulator to even get something like this built and done, and the necrotic lighthouse on top of that. She's a force to be reckoned with, or was, I suppose.
it seems strange that she would make her servants live forever if she could be so easily slain by the Rose Guard. Is her power still here somehow? Is she still alive? If not, what has brought back this haunt, this evil spirit, this blue light that dogs Otari? Perhaps she lives in some form or another.
Gilda just looks over at you with like kind of a raised eyebrow after insinuating that she's not actually dead. And you see a little bit of fear in her eyes. Like that's at this point to her, that is a fucking terrifying concept. Is that she just stayed in the shadows for 400 fucking years playing the long game. Like,
And Krakow would just kind of put a frown on his face as that idea, comes out of Tulak. Whether she be alive or dead, her power still remains. So there's still work to be done.
plenty of evidence of that.
And he'd like to enter the room and start searching the walls again, going west and
Yeah.
around the room.
Sure.
So, listeners, this room, Freeman said it was an awkward shape, but it's shaped like the bat symbol.
Kind of
So
is, actually.
It's very awkward, and there are no like actual squares.
Yeah. That's a really
It's
good
like
one.
if two Chaos Emeralds
Very
from
akin.
Sonic were trying to fuse.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Nerds.
Let's see if Krucker goes Super Saiyan.
Tulak rolled an 18 spirit lore, so I want to know if this image is going to come back and why we couldn't listen to it.
Yeah, I'd say you get like this vibe that there is like a sort of psychic imprint on this room. This is a memory of an actual event.
Hey, Scott,
Yeah.
you want to take a quick psychic dip next class?
Psychic. Yep.
Psychic dedication. Yeah.
The old psych
The
dead.
old psycheroony.
Classic psych dead. All right.
Classic Sork psych dead.
You search the rest of this room, and there's nothing. There's absolutely nothing. It is barren. Devoid of anything of interest.
We listen at the next door.
Tulak realizes that his
Not a sound.
soap is still down
Not
in
a smell.
Jaw's area and is sad about it,
Oh,
but continues forward.
Well, we haven't even tested
Y'all
your
might just
theory
be
yet.
super offended that we think he's a dirtbag.
You just left some soap
Oh.
behind for him. You were so stinky.
Imagine coming home and you just find a bar of soap inside your door. How
Or he
insulting
slips
would
on
that
it
be?
comically.
Oh yeah, that'd be good too. Little bubbles come out.
You all earned 300 experience points just for leaving some soap as he cracked his head and died.
I mean, don't tempt me with a good
Encounter
time.
overcome.
That's a lot less awkward than like, the stinky person at work that has to be offered a bar of pit stick.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, at least in this case, Jaw's already all
Yeah.
washed.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Hey.
That's really your point.
And he doesn't have to
No
die of
Miracle Whip for you.
embarrassment. He just dies with a broken neck.
Fuck, I have none. I need one. Okay, so Gilda cracks that door, still taking the defend action.
Okay. And you see a similarly oddly angled room. This time just turn to the east side. And there are two divans or fainting couches and a small bookcase further to the south.
Tulak rushes past Lady Gilda. And
Okay.
Okay, fuck my search for traps roll. So
You
that's a
you
thing that just
jump
happened.
into the room.
and he heads straight.
And there is
He like
immediately
swan dives onto one of the divans.
There's immediately a vision that flashes in front of you, and there's an image of the same woman relaxing on the piece of furniture, reading a large tome. Roll me a perception check.
Is it like a Cosmo or that's sexist? Don't leave that in.
How to win friends and influence
There
people.
we go. That's better.
Both of those famously tome-like.
Yeah, right. One is a magazine. One might as well be a
The Sunday
magazine.
edition.
Yeah.
22.
Is that the Farmer's Almanac?
Black magic.
Belcora's
for dummies.
Farmer's Almanac is just like, the forecast is doom!
Yeah.
Oh, God. All right. Who rolled a perception check?
I rolled one.
What'd you get?
I got a 26.
Yep. You can see just before the vision disappears, the book she is reading is titled The Whispering Reeds.
Oh.
Well, fuck. That's not good for any of us.
We have that book.
Bearing in mind that this is like, these visions would have been possibly, assuming she did die, something like nearly 500 years ago. So she's probably had the time to read it through.
Mhm.
You might assume. You have really yet to scratch the surface of it.
I mean, it's a dense
Mhm.
read. Anything else in the room?
And you also know there's a bit of a danger to reading it. Absolutely nothing. In
Nothing
the
on
room.
the bookshelf.
There's nothing on the bookcase?
Nope.
So it could be an anything shelf.
Exactly.
Fucking got him.
Exactly. Whatever. If you put your soap on it now, it's the soap shelf.
I don't have any soap.
Since you left it at the door as an insult to Jaw. How dare you?
I'm a prick. Tulok pulls down the bookcase frantically and looks behind it.
And there's nothing. Just a stone wall.
Okay, and Kreko will be searching the rest of the walls as he did in the previous room.
I can't believe you didn't get a fucking hero point for that anything shelf joke. That was so good. That got
It
me
was
so
money.
hard.
Freeman's being real tight with his hero points these days.
That's all right.
Yeah, no,
I
it's
have
cool.
been- I have
It's
been tight.
It's because nobody has any, and he doesn't
Just
want to
making
hero
us strive for
cover.
better.
Okay, so I guess same thing at the next
Wait,
door.
hold on. I was ripping down the bookcase and trying to see if there was anything behind it. Frantically.
Yeah, there's nothing. All right. I already told you.
Tulok says, I don't understand why there's nothing in here. It seems to be her inner sanctum of some sort. There's such treasured memories of hers. Disgusting. But nothing behind here. Be wary going forward. Perhaps we'll see something in the next room. And he cracks it. Straight up.
Bold.
Tracks it straight up, and there's another room. Again, the southern side, same shape, and there's nothing but a long-ish dining table, about 12 feet in length, with chairs on each end. And as soon as you step in, there's a vision of the table being well set, as if for a private dinner. And there's a woman that sits alone at one end of the table, drinking a glass of dark red wine and enjoying an elegantly plated roast. Someone roll me a medicine or a nature check.
That would probably be good for Kreka.
Yeah, I got an 11 on the medicine, so let's hope you're picking up the slack there, bud.
Not great. 15 on a nature.
Anything for you, Tulok?
Tulok will touch someone's forehead. Maybe Lady Gilda. Because, wait, who rolled higher?
I did.
Oh my god.
Kraka.
The
Kraka.
metagaming here is absurd.
Well,
Kraka's not even in the
my
room yet.
god.
I can see over you.
I would like to use join pass. Now, I would like to use it properly because I think I've been using it wrong this whole time, and I realized that in our off time this summer
Okay.
that because it specifies in the spell that I need to make the check using a lore skill,
Oh.
and I was just using a skill. So I was using like
Okay.
if it was magic, I was just using occult instead of whatever else it was.
Right.
But I don't think that's how it works. So when I do
Oh,
this
yeah.
in the future, I will be using a lore. All of my lores are +9. So
Okay. Yeah, it does say that. It says,
How many
it says
lores do you
using a
have?
lore skill, even if that lore wouldn't normally apply. That's interesting.
so anyways, in attempts to redeem myself for cheating for fucking a year,
Yeah, you cheat again. Okay, gotcha.
I get a 22 on the 8. And I metagamed, so whatever.
Kraka, you look questioningly at the roast before the vision fades because it looks disturbingly like that of a human arm.
Oh, goodness.
Mm.
I see she really knows how to serve her guests.
Disgusting.
Gilda goes a little green at that.
Which is like
That's,
a vague,
doesn't sit
a really
well.
vague, like, rumor, like of the folk, the sort of the scary folk tales of Valcora.
Tulok is concerned at what is coming ahead of them, but he is emboldened to try to figure out what's going on here. and without even a second look around this room, slams through the next door and moves into the room.
Cracks the door, slams the door into a room that is similarly shaped, although slightly different.
I'd like to say I'm scouting.
And you're scouting?
No longer am I avoiding notice as I slam a door.
Okay, gotcha. And in this room is a large bed that's finely adorned, and the room flashes. Sorry, it's a big bed, and when the room flashes, it appears to be finely adorned. In fact, the whole room is finely adorned in this vision. And there is a stone archway to the northern side of the room that shimmers as a portal opens and a woman steps through. A cruel, thin smile on her lips and blood in her hands. And then it vanishes. Where you saw this archway is nothing but a blank stone wall. There's absolutely nothing there. As the vision fades, a swirling vortex of blackness forms over top of the bed. And what you see in this vortex is a sphere of glowing eyes, many of them swirling within it and starting to peek out from it. And alongside those swirling eyes are these glowing green hands. Not quite hands, actually. Tendrils, semi-transparent, with these 7-fingered needled hands on the ends. This is what you see.
Holy shit.
And you just hear a voice.
Embrace the void.
And we're going to roll for initiative.
Woo!
Creepy fucking thing to be hanging around a bedroom.
Well,
Okay.
you think it's been 8 minutes since I asked you that?
Yes?
Yeah, we went through all these rooms and shit.
Definitely.
Not that you asked me.
Okay.
All right. Let's roll for initiative. Tulak, what do you got?
25, baby.
Ooh, okay. Lady Gilda?
And scouting.
19.
All right.
So if he's scouting,
Shaka?
it's a 20.
15.
15. Okay.
Scouting, it's 16.
I didn't include my scouting in the 25, by the way.
You didn't?
No, it's 26.
We're all good, actually. The initiative will not change based on the scouting. Not in this case, anyway.
Yeah, we can see that creature in the initiative order. It's doing just fine.
It's doing okay. And the first thing that happens is this vortex just like it forms, and then these like glowing appendages and eyes and everything, and these little particles just form all over the place. It says this, and then it winks out at almost exactly a moment later, just as everything around you goes dark. And I mean dark. I mean pitch black. I mean anyone holding a torch can't see. Light spell can't see. You are in pitch black. What do you do?
This is probably the spell Darkness, in which case we need to cast a light spell at a higher level or a dispel magic.
Good thing I don't have either of those.
You don't have light?
Not at a higher level. Light is a cantrip.
You can't cast it at a higher level?
It's auto heightened
Auto,
as a
yeah.
cantrip.
Oh.
And this is already snuffing it out automatically. I did the math beforehand. Just in case.
Tulak, you got a counterspell up your sleeve?
Don't have that yet.
Okay.
Fail?
Okay. Tulok, first and foremost, would like to do a recall knowledge on what the hell this thing is.
Okay. Occultism is going to be your friend in this one.
31.
Oh, that's a success.
Goddamn right it is.
This is known as a void glutton, and it is a very, very powerful type of will-o-wisp. It usually haunts a site where misery dwells, such as graveyards or prison camps or recent battlefield, and it appears as a seething sphere of glowing eyes, as you've seen. It is especially dangerous and loves to feed on fear like most will-o-wisps, and is able to inflict it more actively through its strikes. And it has the usual magic immunities. Exceptions are Fairy Fire, Glitter Dust, Magic Missile, Maze, and spells with a light trait.
Okay. Tulok shouts this back to his companions, and then, just turning towards the dark room, says, "You say you're from the void, but you're looking through the void back at me, and I will send you there permanently, and you will never enter our realm again." And winks out of vision, casting invisibility on himself.
Okay. You just hear in response.
And that's it.
All right. Tulok goes invisible. Lady Gilda.
Yeah, I don't really have anything for this. I will take the seek action.
Okay.
To start. So yeah. And any luck
Effectively, yeah. So sorry, I was so I roll a secret perception check for you. You're trying to locate a creature. As Tulok said this, you heard the laugh, and your senses hone in. You rolled a natural 20. You know it's still hovering over the bed. It's exactly where you last saw it. And you've got a pretty good idea how to get there.
Okay. Can I move to the bed?
You can.
Okay. I'll take the stride action as my second act. I think I'm in front
There's
of the
like
bed.
probably still, this vision in your short-term memory, like a very clear vision of just how this room was laid out. You took it in quick enough, and you're relying on that in this very moment. You stride forward.
And then she punch, because that's what she does.
Okay. Now, this creature is still hidden from you, so there's still going to be a DC 11 flat check.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want me to roll the flat check
May
first?
as well.
1d20. That is a 6 and no hero points. So that stops her turn right then.
Swing and a miss. Krucka.
I think it's still at the bed.
Yeah, he'd like to seek his way in there, having heard the commotion.
Okay.
To be just south of Lady Gilda.
Yeah, and you were still in the previous room and slightly around the corner of the door, so you have no such luck having being able to pinpoint the location of this creature like Gilda could. You could still shimmy your way into the room if you want, but you're effectively, I can't remember the ruling on this exactly, but it's almost like difficult terrain. Like you're kind of gently stumbling your way forward. Not that there's much space, so it doesn't matter, but you kind of take your sweet time and get in there.
Okay, so he'll stride 10 feet into the room. Well, 5 feet into the room.
Okay.
10 feet total.
Yeah.
And then blindly swing to his west where he thinks this creature is.
Okay, roll me a DC 11 flat check.
15. All right.
Okay, roll me an attack roll.
That is a 28.
Okay, you are and what square are you rolling or attacking at?
The one directly to my west.
Okay. Does 28 hit your AC, Tulok?
Sorry, was that 20?
28.
Oh, clearly.
Yeah, you go in blind and you swing and you smash your axe right into Tulok.
I just hit Tulok. Oh no. 12 points of damage.
I'm invisible. Does he have to roll a flat check on that?
He already rolled it.
Damn
it. That's not great damage. So 12 damage, Tulok, you take.
Fuck. My bad. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Bam. Well, it's not there. That's a stride in. Or that's a seek, a stride, and a strike. Top of the next round. There is a sudden flicker of light as this void glutton reappears. It is now 5 feet north of the bed, and you can see it flickering there. and this ectoplasmic web shoots out from its location towards Krucka. It strikes for a 39 against your AC.
Yeah, that's a crit.
Okay, so
I'll take my reaction, and if you'll allow it, retributive strike.
well, your retributive strike reacts if they take damage, not if they get hit. This does not deal damage.
Yes.
Oh, it's gonna be worse.
Instead, this ectoplasmic web, like, basically covers Krucka and causes him to become immobilized. He's basically stuck to the nearest surface, so the wall right next to him to the east has immobilized him, so he cannot move from where he's at unless he does a DC 26 escape check. And from there, a strike comes out at you, Lady Gilda, with one of these vicious claws for a 23 to hit.
That is a meat to beat, but I will actually use my reaction and use reactive
Okay.
shield, which snaps my shield into place, making my AC a 25.
Okay, good call. Good call. And that is a miss. Tulak, what do you got?
Okay, is it still visible?
It is.
I have a question, first of all.
Mhm.
I have the Lantern of Empty Light.
Yeah.
I want to use one of the spells, but it doesn't necessarily have like you said, it had to have the light as a trait,
Right.
but it's a fucking light, like, you know? So can I use it, and would it be affected or no?
So the one you want to use is the one. It's like a once per day. You direct the light of the lantern onto a single incorporeal creature.
You direct the lantern's light upon a single living creature within 60 feet. That creature must attempt a DC 20 will save to resist the light's effects.
Okay, gotcha. It specifically has the traits to that action in parentheses. It's a motion and visual.
Okay.
It does not have the light trait.
Well, that's fucking stupid. So, but I will take that. I will take that. That's okay.
It happens to have some light, but it is not a light a spell that's powered by the essence of light itself.
That's so dumb. Because everything else in the write-up makes it seem exactly like it's the light. But that's okay. So, Tulak raises his hands and just blasts 3 rounds of magic missile at this stupid void fuck.
It is, after all, the Lantern of Empty Light. So.
All right, touche. Okay, here we go. So we have 5 points of damage, 5 points of damage, and 3 for a total of 13 force damage, and Tulak is visible.
Okay, Tulak is visible, and still in the darkness, so not visible at all, and bam, 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 3 hits. Lady Gilda.
She can still reach it without taking a 5-foot step, is that
That is correct.
So first action will be to strike. That is a 20 to hit.
That is a miss. In fact, it's a big miss.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 6 on the die, so
yeah.
I guess it should be. So with her second action, she will strike again. That's a 26.
Miss.
Ooh.
I think it might be time for a coordinated retreat here, gentlemen. We don't appear to be equipped to deal with this. And she will, with her last action, erase her shield to try and protect them on their exit.
Krucka, you're stuck to the wall. You could roll unarmed strike, acrobatics, or athletics to do an escape check. Your choice.
Let's go with athletics.
All right.
21. It's a 26.
Fail.
Okay, he will change the grip on his axe to one-handed and draw a lesser healing potion.
Okay.
And that's a turn.
All right. Krucka tries to break free. Can't. Changes his grip. Grabs a potion. Gets it ready. That's your turn?
Yep.
Void Glutton is going to strike at Lady Gilda again for a 36 to hit.
36 is a crit.
You take...
I am going to shield block.
Okay, you take 12 physical damage, which you can shield block. What does
Yeah.
that bring that down to?
4.
And you take an additional 26 force damage.
Okay.
And I need you to roll me a will save.
Jesus Christ.
Okay. That is a 13 will save.
You become frightened too.
Frightened one.
Frightened one. I knew it. As soon as I said it, I knew it.
Aura of courage, baby.
But this strike strikes fear in you because it is called fearful strike.
Yes, it does. That was half of her HP.
This massive hit from this glowing claw comes at you, and you can feel this creature feed on that fear. It is all around you and somehow being sucked out of you. It spends its next action recovering from the damage.
Recovering from what?
For what little damage it took from the magic missile by feeding on your
my
fear.
God.
And then it strikes you a second time
Oh my god.
Oh,
for a natural one.
okay, thank God.
As
Okay.
it's too distracted
That's,
by its own gluttony of your fear.
And it frees Krucka.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Tulok, what do you got?
Okay. Tulok. So he can't see Gilda because it's still darkness in the room, right?
Still pitch black.
But he just heard her take a massive hit. And
Yeah.
that like wet meat smashing sound and blood and all that. So he turns and says, "You're right. Need to get out of here now." And he casts guidance on Krucka and will stride out of the room, and he'll run as far as he can, or stride as far as he can, to get into the light of the room 2 over.
Okay. So you stride, and you're literally striding through the darkness as best you can. And the whole time you're in the darkness, it's basically difficult terrain. Like, you can't see where you're going. You probably bumped into a few things. So it's going to be like probably close to all your actions. But at some point when you get to that second door in the second room, the light just hits you. And it's the light from your own spell. It's not light from the room.
Right.
And you can see the edge of this darkness. Because it very much is the darkness spell. Yeah, it is going to take all your movement to get in there, eh?
Yeah.
Okay, all your points. All right, Tulok has escaped. Lady Kilda.
Has Krucka vocalized that he's immobilized?
I would imagine he went or something to that effect. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna delay then.
So dramatic. Lady Gilda delaying. Krucka.
okay, Krucka's gonna try to unarmed strike his way out of here.
Okay.
I would like to use my reaction to aid.
This is me being nitpicky of the rules here now. Aid is technically both an action and a reaction, so you have to set it up on your turn. Oh wait, am I wrong?
Oh.
I might be wrong. Hold on.
You might be right. I think that's not an aid. I think you're thinking of a readied action.
Sort of. Okay. Yeah. Requirements are the ally is willing to accept your aid, and you have prepared to help. See below. To use this reaction, you must first prepare to help usually by using an action during your turn.
Usually,
So you have to like.
if you're gonna be nitpicky, so am I.
You must explain to the GM exactly how you're trying to help, and they determine whether you can aid your ally.
She's like trying to push him through the door because she can't see shit.
All right, I'll allow it. I don't want to get too bogged down on it.
I'll go to map -4 if it'll make you feel better.
Nope, that's fine. You already sounded the retreat, so I would say that nearly counts as you being ready to do whatever you need.
Okay, I appreciate that. That's a 22 to aid.
And Krucka
Okay.
rolled a 24.
Okay, it's still not enough.
Okay, so he's just gonna keep swinging, I guess. Oh, there we go. A 19 on the die for a 28.
Oh yeah, okay, that does it. This
Nice.
time you yank it free. It's a little extra help from Lady Gilda. Yeah, you pull free from this ectoplasmic web.
Yes, this is the good time to leave. I agree. And he will stride 10 feet out of the room. So he's just through the door.
Okay, Lady Gilda, you gonna act now?
Yeah, she'll act.
Okay.
First action.
Your frightened condition should drop down now.
Yeah. Well, at the end of my turn.
Oh, is it end? Okay. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
Yeah, okay. First action will be to raise a shield.
Mhm.
Second action is going to be to stride out like Kruga, 10 feet straight back, if she can.
Mhm.
Rather 15 feet. Difficult terrain is half movement,
Yeah,
right?
so you can move 10 at a time essentially, unless you have 30 feet movement.
I don't know. Which side? So that puts me in the doorway. Which side of the door am I on, or am I still just straight up in the doorway?
I mean, you're right on like an actual geometric square, so you're in the doorway.
Okay. She will then take a 5-foot step back.
Okay.
Just like feeling along the wall the whole way. Keep going, boys.
The Void Glutton shoots an ectoplasmic web at Lady Gilda, the only person with a direct line of sight, for a 28 to hit.
Yeah. So becomes the question: is when does a reaction refresh?
It refreshes. It refreshes at the start of your turn.
Okay. So I will shield block.
Again, this is the web. It doesn't do damage, so you can't shield block on this one.
Okay.
Instead, you just become immobilized.
Are you kidding me?
You are now stuck to the wall and the chair or the table next to you. And then the Void Glutton just flies straight up towards you and takes another swing for a 28 to hit.
This one I'll shield block because that still hits.
Okay. And that is 3 points of piercing damage,
Okay.
which I assume you block all of.
Yeah, which will break my shield.
And you take 19 force damage.
Okay.
Submit.
And Tulok, it's your turn.
Can I see this thing?
You can. Yeah, it's still glowing. It's still glowing.
Can I see it through the doors?
No. Yes, you can kind of see it. It's kind of an awkward one because you can see the edge of this darkness, but there is this glow in the darkness that's more powerful than the darkness itself.
Okay, eyes wide, Tulok reaches forward and summons up a skeletal champion between where he thinks Lady Gilda may be after hearing her speak and the creature.
Okay. The closest you can get is like in the same space as the chair next to her, essentially.
Okay, perfect.
Skeletal champion.
Skeletal champion. All right. And then that is his turn, but the skeletal champion is ready to rock. So he will take a 5-foot stride in between the two of them. Possible?
Nope.
Oh.
Nope.
We're in a cube here.
Oh,
You're
I
literally,
can't.
yeah,
that's
you're all
right.
side by side. It can strike from where it's at.
Ooh, Twister. Okay. Tulok, in a language that you don't understand, says to attack, and thus it attacks. So, longsword first.
Okay.
That is going to be, a 15 to hit.
Miss.
Brutal. And then he will raise his shield. No. Why? There's no point. Will not raise
Okay.
shield. Will attack again. 22 to hit.
Have it grapple it. Grapple it.
Ooh, yeah, I rolled already. That's a good call, but I already rolled. 22 to
Okay.
hit.
That is a miss.
Meh, meh. That's it.
And that brings us to Krucka.
I guess it's Krucka's turn to delay.
Krucka delays Lady Gilda.
Lady Gilda's got to make an escape check.
Krucka, you want to aid?
Yeah.
I'll allow it in the same fashion as before.
Can
Unarmed
skeletal
strike is what
champion
you
aid?
said?
Whatever's highest. Unarmed strike, athletics or acrobatics.
Yeah, okay. So it'll be an unarmed strike.
But if you're gonna aid, you gotta match it with the same check.
Okay.
Can the skeletal champion aid?
That's a nat 20 on the aid.
Nice.
Okay, it's a +2.
Just a 12 from champion.
Okay, no, still just a +2.
That is a natural 20 for a
Oh,
34.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Okay, I'm pretty sure that means something.
Hits the ground and running.
36.
The creature dies. Hero point.
Just a flash of light in all its eyes.
Critical success means you're freed and you can stride up to 5 feet.
Yeah, she do that.
Except you don't have 5 feet to stride to,
I
because
can't
that's where the
just-
skeletal champion is.
Oh, fuck.
So you can't. Your critical success does not do you any favors.
Okay, second action, she is going to touch herself and lay on hands because she is going to die. So that'll be 18 back. Third action, she's going to just stride 10 feet.
You can't see, so where you just strode, you can't. You're literally bump into the skeletal champion, and then a chair, and then a table. You can basically stumble your way past Krucka to this position. That's a bit north in the room.
That she does that, and she calls to Krucka to try to push this thing out and shut the fucking door.
Yeah.
Okay, Krucka,
Or
now's your time
retreat,
to
whatever.
get back in the order.
Krucka's gonna jump in and attempt to shove.
Okay. Roll me. That I assume that's an athletics versus my fortitude DC, James.
Yeah, that sounds.
I know you
right.
got it
Give
close
me
on
a
hand.
sec.
Yeah. Yeah, I was right. Athletics versus fortitude. Roll me some athletics,
That's
please,
a
sir.
29 on the athletics.
Okay, that is a success. You shove it back 5 feet.
And he shuts the door.
And you shut the door. Oh my God. That's amazing.
Nicely done.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
keep
and
moving.
Then,
Get the
he,
fuck
then he
out of there.
strides 10 feet
Yeah.
to the east of Lady Gilda. I
Okay.
think we've all seen enough.
This is really intense, guys. I don't know how you're feeling right now.
I'm like sweating, and it's not just the lights. Like I can feel Gilda about to die, and I super don't want that to happen. I fucking
Yeah.
love this character.
Okay, top of round 5. You can hear the door open again. The glowing creature just like flows through the door again, and it comes straight
Hold on.
for Lady Gilda. And it's
I get an attack of opportunity.
yep. Go for it. Yep, it passes through a square and beyond.
Nice.
Can I grapple as an attack of opportunity?
No.
Okay. Fine.
It's
It's not
just
the attack trait; it's specifically a strike.
yeah, it's a
Okay,
melee strike.
here we go. Come on, you bastard. 27 to hit.
That's a miss.
Fine. Keep moving.
That's the highest you've rolled so far, by the way.
I know.
Just gonna say. And a claw comes in at Lady Gilda
Yep.
for a 39 to
Oh,
hit.
God.
That's a crit. Here we go, boys.
Are you going to shield block? You can't. You're
I
broken.
can't. My shield's broke.
You take 48 points of damage.
Yeah. Dying 2.
Gilda slumps the floor. You can hear the heavy metal thud, and you just hear this voice go,
Submit. Leave now and give me this gift, and I will let you all live. The half-elf is mine to keep.
Tulok, what do you do?
Tulok turns to the skeletal champion and submits a command in a language that no one else knows. And I would like for skeletal champion to pick up Lady Gilda. Manipulate action.
Okay.
I don't want to be that guy, but I don't want to get hit later. I think that was only 2 actions.
Nope, it was a move, and a strike.
Oh, yeah, an interact. Oh, thank Christ.
That's why I moved on to Tulok. Okay, Skeletal Champion is going to attempt to pick up Lady Gilda. This is a bit of a tough one. So it's going to have to drop its sword and shield.
Done.
Free action. And damn.
He's got +4 strength. Like, is strong.
Yeah. But she's fucking heavy. I don't think the Skeletal Champion can pick her up, but I think we can use the shove mechanics for a drag.
Okay.
Like we've done before. So you're looking at getting to the other side of Lady Gilda and then rolling an athletics checks to try and drag the body out. So it's something, but it ain't much. She's bulky as all hell and wearing plate armor. Like,
Okay.
she's a lot of bulk, is what I'm saying by the rules.
I guess the issue is that Rucka is in between Gilda and the door, so I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could delay and try it after.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm gonna
You can
delay.
delay. Yep. Lady Gilda. Actually, your initiative order should have changed. You are now ahead of the Wiglin, so it is Krucka's
That
turn.
is correct.
Krucka will, thankfully, has been holding a lesser healing potion this entire time.
Yep.
and will attempt to apply it to Lady Gilda.
Okay.
Do I have to do like the DC 11?
Um,
Because I pretty much know where she is at this point.
that's yeah.
You would have felt her fall. Her plate mail's so
Yeah.
fucking heavy.
And the
Yeah.
noisy sounds of dying.
I feel like I'm gonna make a weird GM discretion rule here and say, because you heard her fall, you know she's next to you, but you don't know what position she's in and what she looks like. So it's gonna take you 2 actions to administer it, because you gotta like hands-on try and find where the hell her mouth
Okay,
is,
that's fair.
and then dump it
Wha-
down her throat. So it's gonna
Yep,
take you
that's
like
fair.
that split second extra
Okay,
time.
1 action to lazily paw across her face to find the mouth hole. 1 action to apply the lesser healing potion.
Okay.
For 7 HP back. That's a shit
Okay.
roll.
7 HP.
Okay.
That's a really shit roll.
Okay, but you're awake now.
I still got 1 action left.
Krucka.
Yeah, so he will stride into the light.
Yep. Okay.
5 feet east, 5 feet north.
Which, by the way, you can't see the light while you're in the darkness, just so you know. You just stride, and boom, you're like, holy shit, there's light. That's the way the magical darkness works. It's like really gnarly. Lady Gilda, you're prone, but you're conscious. You have 7 HP.
Yeah.
Submit.
There's no way to really get around this. Okay, Freeman. So I need a ruling on this. So if I were to crawl, it's essentially a 5-foot step.
Correct.
However, because we're treating this as difficult terrain, is that even an option for me?
I still think it's fine.
Okay. She's gonna take 3 actions and crawl, unless there's an attack of opportunity.
There is not.
Okay. So you just see her crawling out of this room, like this huge gouge in her half plate, like just bleeding.
Okay. Holy shit.
And I will act when Lady Gil is done.
Oh yeah, you've delayed. Okay. What do you do?
Tulok will sustain, and the skeletal champion will attempt to grab the creature.
Nice. Good call.
Grapple.
Okay.
21.
This is my fortitude. Fail.
Okay. Then it moves to between the creature and the door.
Okay.
Tulok still has 2 actions left. One is going to be to close the door, and the second one is going to be to stride into the next room.
Okay, that's your turn.
That is my turn.
Okay. Does a 34 hit your skeletal champion?
Sure does. That's going to be a crit, too.
A crit, you say?
Oh boy.
That's 36 points of damage.
Champion dead.
Piercing and force. Champion
Dead.
down.
How does that feel when Tulok has like this psychic link to this creature he's raised from the dead? Have it cut short.
I feel like when he's raising them, it's not necessarily like he doesn't have a connection to it like a familiar, I don't think, but he's aware of its presence. It's not at the level he could see through its eyes, but he knows that it's there. And then as soon as it drops, his pupil reappears from the milkiness of his eye, and then he just knows in his gut, like there's a gut feeling that it's just gone.
Right. He has depth perception again.
Well, he went from 0 pupils to 1, so I don't know about that.
Oh, okay. Oh, right. I forgot he's like permanently blind in one eye.
Krucka, it's your
Not
turn.
blind, just pupilless.
Krucka's just gonna fucking bail.
Okay.
Or, can he pull the downed bookcase in front of the door?
In front of the door. That's a good question.
Because it had already been ripped down from the wall.
What way does the door swing? is
Ooh,
the
yeah,
question.
that's a good
You know, is
question.
it going to be the right way or the wrong way?
It'd be pretty funny if it was the wrong way.
The Lebowski moment, yeah.
I'll roll a D100 for this to determine which way it swings, so you know.
Would he
whether it's a
not
good
have known
idea.
when the door was shut in
Um,
front of him or behind him?
Well, I don't know is the
okay.
question, so I'm going to determine it now. So 1 to 50, it opens towards the Void Glutton, so it's no good to you. 51 to 100, it opens towards you, and then it is good for you.
Okay.
70.
Hey.
Roll me an athletics check.
Absolutely. This shelf that could contain anything.
It's a void shelf.
29 on the athletics check.
Yeah, you pull that shelf over and just smash it against that door and just put a whole bunch of weight on it. What do you do next?
So that was just one action?
Actually, from where you're standing, you probably have to move over and do it, so you have one action left.
Okay, so then he'll take a stride 15 feet.
You're not difficult terrain anymore. You have full movement now.
25 feet. No, I just wanted to stay close to the void.
Lady Gilda, door's been blocked.
Yeah.
Question mark?
She thanks Krucka. First action is to stand. Second action is to stride her full movement. Can I occupy that space?
Yep.
Okay. Stride her full movement, her full 20 feet. And it's 2 actions to retrieve. 1 action to retrieve from a pouch, so she will draw her a 1 lesser healing potion.
And Tulok.
Tulok will close the door, sealing in Krucka, and flee. No, just kidding.
I mean, I did hit you with an axe earlier.
That's true. It was pretty chill. Tulok really doesn't have much to do, so he is just going to... You know what? He's going to animate dead again and just fire some fodder in the middle there. So he's going back into the old bread box, and he's going to get Festrog and summon him right in front of the door.
Okay. And I assume at this point your goal is to just cover your retreat, right?
Actually, you know what? I'm not going to do that because then I can't move at all. Cancel that. I'm just fucking running.
Okay.
Tulok's out.
Okay. Tulok, you peel out back into
Yeah.
the hallway.
Back into the hallway. And then back. Wait. No, he's going all the way around. He's going around that corner.
You peel back into the hallway, and Krucka is the only one in room 2, and you just hear a
Gunk. Gunk. Gunk.
against the door as it tries its best to open it. And you all manage to finish your retreat and close the doors behind you out into the hallway with this thumping behind you in a room that was filled with pitch magical darkness. And that's where we're
Oh
gonna
my
go.
god.
Fuck that thing.
Holy shit.
Stemming the Tide is an actual play podcast of the Adventure Path Abomination Vaults and is produced by the Uncharted North Network. Stemming the Tide uses trademarks and/or copyrights owned by Paizo Inc., used under Paizo's community use policy. We are expressly prohibited from charging you to use or access this content. Stemming the Tide is not published, endorsed, or specifically approved by Paizo. For more information about Paizo Inc. and Paizo products, visit paizo.com. Music is composed by Will Savino and artwork by Greyhood. Stemming the Tide is recorded remotely using Foundry Virtual Tabletop. If you wish to connect with us or support this project and projects to come, we can be found at unchartednorth.ca, patreon.com/unchartednorth, and on all major social media platforms. Links to all credits can be found in the episode description and our website. Thanks for tuning in.